Back to the Future isn't just entertainment. It's a masterclass in psychological filmmaking that's been messing with your brain for nearly 4 decades. Director Robert Zemeckis and his team plant hidden visual cues, emotional triggers, and subconscious patterns designed to make your brain react exactly how they want it to. Great Scott! Today we're traveling through 15 insane details that flew right past you. Most viewers have no idea it's happening. You walk away feeling like you've experienced the perfect movie, but you can't put your finger on why. The answer lies in sophisticated psychological techniques that exploit how your mind processes information and creates emotional connections. Once you see these 15 sneaky secrets, you'll understand why Back to the Future feels so perfectly crafted. Number 15. The opening clock sequence predicts the entire ending. The movie starts playing psychological games before you even meet a character. As the camera pans across Doc's clock collection, one timepiece shows a man hanging from clock hands. That's Harold Lloyd from the 1923 film Safety Last. This isn't just a movie reference, it's visual foreshadowing of Doc hanging from the Hill Valley clock tower at the climax. Your subconscious registers this connection, even if you don't consciously notice it. This technique, called visual priming, prepares your brain for the ending without spoiling the surprise. When Doc finally dangles from that clock tower, it feels both shocking and inevitable, because the film planted that exact image in your mind from minute 1.
Release.
Number 14. The Einstein experiment uses number psychology. When Doc demonstrates time travel with Einstein at exactly 1:20 a.m., returning at 1:21, those numbers aren't random. The 1:21 on the clocks creates a subconscious link to the 1.21 gigawatts the DeLorean needs to function. This numerical echo makes the time travel science feel interconnected and believable. Your pattern-seeking brain connects these numbers, creating a sense of scientific precision that helps sell the fantasy before you understand the actual mechanics. It's psychological conditioning that makes you trust the science through numerical consistency.
Marty, don't go this way. Strickland's looking for you. If you get caught, it'll be 4 tardies in a row.
Number 13. The Power of Love becomes a masterclass in emotional anchoring. The film uses Huey Lewis's theme song as psychological conditioning, playing it 3 strategic times with different emotional contexts. First, during Marty's skateboard ride, freedom and youth, then as his band's failed audition, disappointment and rejection, and finally during his romantic scene with Jennifer, love and hope. By the end, this single song carries multiple emotional associations, making it feel deeply meaningful to the story. This technique, called emotional anchoring, is why the song feels so important and iconic, even though it's just strategically placed pop music. Your brain creates multiple emotional pathways connected to this one piece of music. Number 12. The Twin Pines Mall paradox changes how you process information. The mall name change from Twin Pines to Lone Pine after Marty destroys a tree is psychologically brilliant. Most first-time viewers don't notice this detail. Their brain simply accepts Lone Pine Mall as normal when Marty returns to 1985. Only on rewatches do you realize the timeline actually shifted. This trains you to pay attention to consequences and makes every small action feel potentially significant. The film has taught you that even tiny changes have lasting effects, making you more emotionally invested in every choice Marty makes throughout the rest of the movie. Number 11. The town bum represents hidden consequences. The homeless man Marty encounters in both time periods serves as a dark mirror to the film's optimism. In 1955, he's sleeping on a bench. In 1985, Marty recognizes him and shouts, "Red!" a line Michael J. Fox improvised. Some interpret this as Bit Thomas, the former mayor whose life was destroyed by timeline changes. While your conscious mind focuses on the happy ending, this detail plants subconscious doubt about whether Marty's meddling truly improved things. It's a subtle reminder that every action has ripple effects, adding psychological complexity to what seems like a simple adventure story.
Who are you?
Number 10. The Darth Vader scene exploits cultural knowledge. When Marty claims to be Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan, the film leverages your knowledge of Star Wars and Star Trek to sell the time travel concept. Your brain recognizes these cultural touchstones, making the scene funny, while making George's terrified reaction seem believable. If a 1955 character can be frightened by future pop culture references, then time travel must be real in this universe. The film cleverly uses your own cultural knowledge to strengthen its internal logic and make the fantasy more credible.
Ah! Where are my pants?
Number 9. Musical fusion creates emotional peaks during the enchantment under the sea dance. Something subtle happens with the audio. The band playing Earth Angel gradually merges with the orchestral score until they become unified. This musical fusion tricks your brain into experiencing one massive emotional climax instead of just a school dance scene. The technique makes George and Lorraine's kiss feel monumentally important, transforming a simple teenage moment into cinematic destiny. It's audio manipulation that amplifies emotional impact beyond what the visuals alone could achieve.
They can't dance. If they can't dance, they can't kiss. If they can't kiss, they can't fall in love, and I'm his.
Number 8. The Johnny B. Good paradox. When Marty performs Johnny B. Good, a song that won't exist for 3 years, the movie hints that Chuck Berry learned his own song from Marty through a time loop. Marvin Berry calls his cousin Chuck, saying, "Listen to this new sound." The film makes you feel good about this cultural paradox by presenting it as Marty's triumphant moment. Your brain processes this as heroic self-expression rather than cultural appropriation, showing how effective framing can completely change your perception of the same event. We're halfway through these mind tricks, and the next secrets reveal how camera techniques literally control your emotions. The way this movie manipulates your visual processing will change how you understand filmmaking.
Thank God I've still got my hair. And what on earth is this thing I'm wearing?
Number 7. Low camera angles create false authority. Director Robert Zemeckis consistently shoots Doc Brown from low angles, especially during scientific explanations. This technique literally makes you look up to him, triggering subconscious associations with authority and credibility. These hero angles make Doc seem more trustworthy and competent than objective analysis might suggest. Your brain processes these visual cues as markers of expertise, making you accept his wild theories without question. The psychological manipulation is so effective that you never question whether his methods are safe or his theories scientifically sound. Number 6. High camera angles make Marty sympathetic while Doc gets heroic low angles. Marty is frequently shot from above, making him appear small and vulnerable. This isn't aesthetic choice. It's emotional manipulation designed to make you sympathize with him regardless of his actions. When viewed from high angles during confrontations, your brain automatically categorizes Marty as the underdog victim rather than a privileged teenager disrupting the timeline. These angles exploit your protective instincts, making you root for him even when he's being reckless or selfish.
Go!
Number 5. The clock tower flyer creates destiny illusion. When the preservation lady hands Marty the Save the Clock Tower flyer, the film presents this coincidence as cosmic destiny rather than screenwriting convenience. Your brain craves meaningful patterns, so when the lightning strike provides the perfect solution, it feels like fate. This exploits your natural tendency to see significance in random events, making impossible coincidences emotionally satisfying rather than logically questionable. It's psychological manipulation that makes convenient plot devices feel like destiny. Number 4. Close-ups force artificial intimacy. The film weaponizes close-up shots during emotional moments, zooming into characters' faces to create uncomfortable intimacy. When Marty sees his family fading from the photograph, or Doc realizes time travel's consequences, these extreme close-ups force you into personal connection with the characters. Your brain processes these shots as intimate conversations, making their emotions feel like your emotions. This hijacks your natural empathy response, creating personal investment in fictional problems and making you feel responsible for helping solve their dilemmas. Number 3. Tracking shots make you complicit. The movie's extensive tracking shots, where the camera follows characters through scenes, put you in the position of accomplice rather than observer. This movement makes it psychologically harder to question their actions. During the skateboard chase, tracking shots create adrenaline that overrides critical thinking, making dangerous behavior seem exciting rather than problematic. You're not just watching Marty break traffic laws, you're riding along with him, making you complicit in his choices. Number 2. Visual foreshadowing builds unconscious expectation. The film plants subtle visual cues that your conscious mind misses, but your pattern-seeking brain absorbs. Doc's lab contains broken clock parts and unstable timepieces, establishing themes of temporal danger before time travel begins. These background details create subconscious preparation that makes plot developments feel inevitable rather than convenient. Your brain builds expectations from these visual patterns, making later scenes feel like natural consequences rather than random plot points. Number 1. Visual countdowns. Hijack your stress response. The film's most devious manipulation uses visual countdowns to trigger primal anxiety. The fading family photograph creates a literal death countdown that your brain processes as immediate threat to survival. The clock tower sequence then amplifies this by cross-cutting between multiple disasters. Failing wires, struggling Doc, approaching lightning, stalling DeLorean. These visual countdowns, combined with intensifying music and frantic editing, deliberately activate your fight-or-flight response. Your heart races, muscles tense, anxiety spikes, all while logic sits helpless. Even on repeat viewings, these techniques trigger identical stress responses, proving how effectively they bypass rational thought and manipulate your primal survival instincts. Those are 15 ways Back to the Future secretly manipulates your psychology through masterful filmmaking techniques. These aren't flaws, they're sophisticated features that demonstrate why this movie works so incredibly well across different generations and cultures. Understanding these techniques doesn't ruin the magic. It makes you appreciate the brilliant craftsmanship. The next time you watch, you'll notice these psychological methods in action and start seeing similar techniques in other films. If this opened your eyes to cinematic psychology, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into how movies manipulate your mind. Which technique surprised you most? Let me know in the comments, and share this with someone who thinks they know Back to the Future inside out. You might just change how they experience movies forever.